Manchester United versus Aston Villa. The lineups are out, but Luke Shaw and Amrabat are really out because of an illness confirmed to us by Samuel Lucas, the United correspondent for the Manchester Evening News. Welcome to the United Matters channel. How are you guys and where you're watching us from? I go by the names of Rock and David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're totally watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Liverpool, he's 2 minutes away from obviously accomplishing this game at 2-0, and they're now comfortably sat at the top of the Premier League table, and they're really doing the needful as a club down there to see to it that they obviously get to where they deserve to be. And we're here to discuss Manchester United versus Aston Villa, and you can as well go into your live section and really tell me what your predictions are. Is it a United win? You know, all you think it's gonna be a draw, all else it's gonna be an Aston Villa win. You know, all of those are possible in this game. A W, which is a win, an L, which is a loss, and a draw that favors both sides. But in this game, Man United needs a win. Aston Villa also really need to win because they've got a hate to lose to Sheffield at home by 1-0, and they're really having some problems with their team, and some injuries are really starting to surge up into their 11. But they look like they're really wanting to obviously come in through and obviously take us for a beating at the stadium of Old Trafford. And what are the starting 11s for Man United? They are as follows: Onana, Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford, Rasmus Højlund, Eriksen, Garnacho. Rafael Varane returns into the starting 11 of United. Diego Dalot, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Evans, and Kobbie Mainoo. That is the starting 11 of Manchester United. Then the substitutes include Bendeir, Sergio Reguilón, Cambuala, Go, Hannibal, Scott McTominay, Donny van Beek, Pelestri, and Anthony. So that is the starting 11 of Man United, and Erik ten Hag is going to hate to do exactly what we've always going to hate to tell him to do. That Scott McTominay needs to be dropped. Scott McTominay needs to be dropped. I was going to hate, obviously, he asked, and I was going to hate to drop him, and Eriksen is into the mix to start into that double pivot in there for you. Cambuala, who went ahead to play close to 85 minutes in the game of West Ham where we lost by 2-0, has gone ahead to play the bench. He has been put on the bench, and you really look at the bench and really understand that you don't have very many players. Anthony, maybe Scott McTominay. So we don't have very many options off the bench to come in through and obviously take on the team of Aston Villa. But who is Aston Villa having tonight as they obviously take us on? That is Manchester United. They are having Martinez, Konsa, Diego Carlos, Lenglet, Digne, McGuinn, Didonka, Douglas Luiz, Jacob Ramsey, Leon Bailey, and Ollie Watkins, the man who was going to hate to score very many goals this season in the league. Then the substitutes include Mascol, Protector, Pau Torres, Alex Moreno, Chambers, Moussa Diaby, Zaniaro, Duran, and Iruguban. So they are also not looking thick onto their bench, but you anticipate that they are going to give us a hard time at Old Trafford. But all in all we need is simple. We need to see to it that we really kill off this game as soon as possible, because if we really get an early goal, it obviously play us in a situation of getting to the leading ways. And when you get to the leading ways on Old Trafford, you really know that the crowd is gonna be behind you for the full minutes, knowing that he would have gone ahead obviously give them a very huge goal into this game. Remember, Manchester United hasn't scored any goal in the previous 4 games they've gone ahead to play. 2-0 to West Ham, 0-0 draw with Liverpool, 1-0 loss to Bayern Munich, and a 3-0 loss to Bournemouth. So that is exactly what you need to know about this side of Man United. Now let's get into the side of the formations and how these players are going to line up onto the field of play. Erik ten Hag still sticking with a 4-2-3-1 system with Andre Onana in goal. People criticizing him a lot, but I think he's becoming good and is showing us potential that he is improving game in, game out. Then Aaron Wan-Bissaka maintains his right back position, and he has a lot of work to do today. And he needs to obviously spare some time to surge into the final third of the pitch because we are at Old Trafford and we need to obviously see to it that we obviously hit this team badly, because I know this squad that United is going to hit to put up can beat any team. Any team can be beaten by the squad of Manchester United. Diego Dallo is playing on the left back. Remember, Luke Shaw is out because of an illness with Amrabat, and he comes in through to play into that left back position for the club of Manchester United. He's going to be facing Leon Bailey, and I know Dallo is really good at doing the job and is going to really get the job done. He will pocket him, I trust. I trust him when it comes to obviously going to where we are. And Diego Dallo is playing as the left back for the club of Man United. Remember, he missed out on the game of West Ham because he had gone ahead to get 2 yellow cards that equal to a red card away at Anfield, that most of us came out and really blamed and really called out because they were really uncalled for, and the manager was silent about it because VAR and the F have gone ahead to obviously put themselves into a dictatorial position that when you come out and really express your grief, they instead just ban you, and they fine you. That is it. So, central defense, Rafael Varane and John Evans, they defended very well away at Anfield, and we missed Varane because he was really still sick as we prepared for the game of West Ham, and we missed him in the central defense. But Kambwala did us justice in that game, though we lost by 2-0, and you cannot blame any goal that any of those goals that we conceded onto those two. So Rafael Varane is back, and his return helps Man United to obviously have a leader in that central defense. 2 experienced central defenders. One is 35 years of age, and the other is 30. That is Rafael Varane. So we anticipate that they can really mark out Ole Watkins, one of the fastest strikers I've seen in the league, and has gone ahead to capitalize onto the way he comes in through and obviously scores the goals. So as it stands, it's John Evans and Rafael Varane in the central defense facing Ole Watkins. We go to the double pivot. It's Kobe Menu and Eriksen. Erik ten Hag, I give you a big round of applause because this is what we've been calling in for. Sometimes you need to obviously find yourself a solution that really takes you to where you deserve to be. Scott McTominay doesn't deserve to be a starter in any team of Man United. Whatsoever injuries we are having, you have players that can play better in the central attack midfield position, where Erik ten Hag has gone ahead to play Scott McTominay continuously. And now, guys, today, keep a keen eye onto that team of Man United. You're going to see how that midfield is going to operate, because Kobe Menu and Eriksen are 2 press-resistant players that are really going to get hold of that midfield, though it's really going to be a very huge battle in between them and McGuinn plus Douglas Luiz. But I really anticipate that our forward play is going to be very interesting. Bruno Fernandes is being played in his better position that has been ranked the best central attack midfielder in the world. I'm going to do that story maybe tomorrow to really bring you what CIES has gone ahead to obviously coming through and rank this guy, Bruno Fernandes, in. He has been ranked one of the best in that position, and I think no one doubts what has gone ahead to obviously be said about this guy. That is Bruno Fernandes. So if you're having Kobe Menu and Eriksen behind Bruno Fernandes, you anticipate that the connection of the midfield to the attack is going to be very massive and impressive. That is it. You don't expect anything not to go in our way, especially as far as building that attack is really concerned. But our concern will be, how is that back four going to be shielded? That is it, the most important bit of it all. But forward play is going to be very nice. Bruno Fernandes being played in his position. Eriksen can really do and release a player in that number 8 position. I know Kobe Menu is going to be played as a CDM, and Eriksen is going to really come in through and feature as a number 8. So passing that ball, the press resistance is really going to be on a high. So I anticipate a lot into this game, especially as far as the forward play is concerned. But defensively, I want to see how Kobe Menu shields that back for today without Amrabat. I want to see how is Eriksen going to go. Does he have the legs to obviously run around like a headless chicken in this game? That's what you're waiting for into this game of football. Then Marcus Rashford is being played as a right forward. my thoughts were for this game that Garnacho maybe would have gone ahead to get dropped, keep Anthony because he's really playing very well. But Rashford onto the right, let's wait and see what's going to obviously offer, because Anthony has always gone ahead to offer us the best. But you really understand the situation in which Erik ten Hag is in, and has decided to at least have a threat from the bench in the names of Anthony. You put Rashford on, he plays some 60 minutes. Then you bring on Anthony, depending on the game situation, because Anthony will give you that threat off the bench, And Rashford has shown us that off the bench, he doesn't really get us that threat. So you need to be having a player who is really proven to come off the bench and obviously take on the opponents. And if at all, Anton has been performing like has been performing at this when he's starting the games, it means it's going to be something different today when he comes off the bench. Because when you come off the bench, teams are really opening up a lot, and the legs of those players are really leggy. So you just get to know that you can easily go past them and see to it that you obviously clear. So let's wait and see what Rashford really plays like. But I really love one thing about him playing to the right. He doesn't have time to obviously waste our balls, like trying to dribble past players. He immediately finds a cross for Rasmus Højlund, and I would like to see that connection really bonding in a lot today. Garnacho, left attacking midfielder, and he got lots of chances, by the way. 2 chances when you're playing West Ham, and he failed to convert any of those. That is really one of those moments that you'll ever not forget, because it was really one of those moments that you anticipated that would have gone ahead to take a 2-goal lead at halftime, but he really denied us that chance. And I think this guy, what's the name of the guy? And I think Benjamin McCarthy, the head coach, when it comes to really managing the forwards, is really taking him with those drills, because he's the best person to really let him know that when you're doing ABCD, you should concentrate and not really give yourself a lot of, and don't put a lot of pressure onto yourself to see to it that you execute certain things. It's always better for you to come in through, do your job, and after doing the job, leave the rest for the Lord God to see to it that everything really goes on as to plan. So for my case, I understand exactly the role of Garnacho, and Ten Hag is really putting him on the pitch not to lose his confidence. Kobe Menu went ahead to make a very bad mistake. He lost the ball, and Ten Hag has gone ahead to show him that, please, however much you lost that ball against West Ham, I trust you in this team, and you should come in through and really do the job. And he's doing the job very, very well. And that is really good of Erik ten Hag, putting trust in these young ones that are really doing the job very well. Then Rasmus Højlund, he's a man who is really a victim of circumstance of United not creating very many chances for him. You rarely remember a day or a match when this guy missed out on a clear-cut chance. That shows you how bad we are in the final third. But today, I really anticipate a lot of creation from Kobe Menu, Eriksson, and Bruno Fernandes, because that midfield 3 can really craft out something. They can really craft out something. You rather have players that are really press resistant and will have the energy than a player like Scott McTominay, who cannot obviously complete a pass to release Rasmus Højlund. The only positive pass I saw he made for Rasmus Højlund was when they were playing against Liverpool. Anthony played him too and really did one-touch football to Rasmus Højlund, and Rasmus Højlund missed out on obviously scoring that beauty. But that's what he did. And you would anticipate that if at all Bruno Fernandes was in that position, he would have gone ahead to offer a lot than the guy called Scott McTominay. And him playing this position, I anticipate a lot from him. And for Rasmus Højlund, there is one thing I'm really requesting him to do. Those near post runs, those near post runs. And secondly, we should have numbers in the 18 box area. When you see to it that Luke Shaw's gone ahead, Dalo or Bisaka have gone ahead to really surge towards the byline, and they're going to bring in a cutback or a cross. All you have to do is simple. Gate numbers into that 18 box area. That is it. That's what I'm supposed to be doing, because if you have numbers, then if at all that ball misses, then some other player of United will find it. But if you don't really have numbers in the defender's box area of the opponent, how do you expect the ball to obviously come into your vicinity, all to your advantage? So all we need is to see to it that we put in a lot of effort, and that effort should be really not be taken for granted. That is it. So Rasmus Højlund needs a lot of bodies in here for you. That calls for Bruno Fernandes to really come in the Tina's box area and leave Eriksson at the edge of the Tina's box area, Kobe Menu at the edge of the Tina's box area. If the cross is coming in from the side of Dalot, we expect Marcus Rashford to be in the 18 box area, Bissaka to be a little at the edge of the 18 box area, such that we really try to see to it that those crosses are really made good use of by the club of Manchester United, and we shouldn't really lose them. So after that, let's go to this team of Aston Villa and see how they're obviously gonna stand tonight. They're having Martinez in goal, Konsa right back, meaning that Garnacho is going to take on Konsa, and I would love to see Garnacho giving Konsa a very, 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 very hard time, right? Then Digne played as the left back, and Marcus Rashford should do the needful, to give him some hard time here. Lenglet and Diego Carlos prevent. Lenglet is a little bit porous, and I think we can really use that avenue to obviously go through him. Remember, Pau Torres really had a knock. But he has made it to the bench of Aston Villa, so that's why Lenglet has gonna hit to come in through. And Aston Villa is also being stretched by injuries, so wait and see how they are really going to perform. You saw to it that they went ahead to draw 1-1 with Sheffield at home over the weekend, and the other weekend they really had to see a team they are playing with get a red card for them to obviously get back from 1-0, and they won that game by 2-1. Leon Bailey, right winger, facing Diego Dalot. I know Diego Dalot will do justice to him. Jacob Ramsey. I think Jacob Ramsey is going to play in the midfield with Douglas Luiz, and McGuinn is going to be played as a left winger in there for you. So Dendoncker and Ollie Watkins are going to be the two players leading that line of Aston Villa. But if you are to really conquer this side of Aston Villa, this guy, Leon Bailey, Douglas Luiz, Jacob Ramsey, they're the players that we should be looking at to stop to see if they don't obviously cause us havoc. Ollie Watkins is not this kind of player that will really drop in the midfield and really look for the ball. No, he's not a player of that mobility. All he does is simple. He goes ahead, and they're going to play a 4-2-3-1. I've just seen Douglas Luiz and Dendoncker in the double pivot. Then McGinn is playing as a central attack midfielder. Jacob Ramsey left forward, and Bailey right forward, meaning that they're going to play the same system like ours. So all what you need to do is that this midfield of Douglas Luiz and Dendoncker needs to obviously see to it that we don't see them surge the final third. That is it. We should really make it hard for them to surge into the final third and really cause a lot of havoc to them. By so doing, we will really find ourselves in a situation of really not conceding goals or conceding to them, because I see only Moussa Diaby off their bench that can come in through and obviously haunt the side of Man United. But I don't see very many players of Aston Villa that can come in through and really give us a lot of headache as far as this game of football is really concerned. So thank you guys for watching in through. I'm really having some of you in here. I'm having Opejo. How are you already? A win for United tonight. All right. Let's wait and see whether the win will come in through. Then Opejo again. Rasmus Højlund will score today. I just wish he scores today. I just wish. But with that midfield three that I'm going to have to explain you on this live stream of Bruno Fernandes, Kobe Menu, and Eriksson, I anticipate huge creativity coming in through from that midfield three. And you would love to see to it that Casemiro gets back and we really have that midfield three always. Then we are having Happy Chris. Now we have full squad in the field for all long, we've been playing 10 men because of unproductive Scott McTominay, but question on Rashford's, let's hope for the best. I really back Erik ten Hag for the decision I was going to hate to make to really put Rashford on the right, because when you look at that bench, it's really thin, and you need to have a player that can come off the bench to change the game. And I think in Pelestri and Anthony, you have those. So it will really look good if at all we go ahead and obviously get this game in our position and it's in our favor, then those substitutes will be hugely be made immediately. So Rashford starting is really okay, and he will either be taken off or Rasmus Højlund will be taken off, and Rashford will lead the line. That is it. Kamuhanda Jonani, hello, RD listening from Kasese district. 2-1 in favor of United. All right. Thank you very much for watching through, Kamuhanda. Then at the party, Opayemi, good evening, RD. I hope Man United can win today. I really feel a win today, guys. I feel the win today, and the way to see how that really goes apart. But the team of Man United has been attacked by a virus, right? And Anton Martial, Luke Shaw, Amrabat, yeah, the virus is really hitting them hard, and you're waiting to see when they're going to make their return. Issa Ronald Molinda, hey RD, how are you today? United win, Højlund to score. Oh, this is the second guy coming in through onto the live stream telling me that this guy is going to score, and he's talking about none other than Rasmus Højlund. I would love to see him score, and I would love to see him really put that ball at the back of the net and really celebrate at Old Trafford like he celebrated way back. So we wait and see how that is going to pan out, but I would love to see him really celebrate like celebrated when he scored against Galatasaray at Old Trafford. So that's what you're really waiting in for, to see to it that all goes as on plan. Ten Hag on Luke Shaw, one took a knock in training, and during the match, I don't think it's serious. Then Erik ten Hag on Varane, Rashford returning to the starting 11. They are very good players, and they will strengthen the team. But all the players in the squad are good. I trust all the players, but they have to take their responsibility. Very, very important. Taking that responsibility is really very important. Ten Hag on Aston Villa, we stood up to Liverpool and Arsenal, two of the best teams, so we can beat them if we play at our best. We have to believe in it from the first minute. With the right mindset, we have a good opportunity to win the match. That's coming in through from Erik ten Hag. Then Ten Hag has indicated that Rashford Garnacho will start on the right against Aston Villa. So Ten Hag is going to have to tell us that Garnacho is not going to start onto the left. It's going to be Rashford starting onto the left, and Garnacho is going to start onto the right. And I think you can get more service from Garnacho when he starts off the right than when Rashford really goes ahead to do that, because Garnacho is really a multi-dimensional player. He puts in a lot of efforts into there. But wait and see what Rashford is going to do onto the left, Then, first of all, Rashford was ill for a while, but you also have to take into account Garnacho's very good performances. You also have to recognize that he couldn't score and that he's a player who scores. So Ten Hag is going to have to tell us that. He's going to have to bring on Rashford because he believes the team is lacking goals. And maybe Marcus Rashford should be that player to provide us the goals, something that he hasn't done ever since this season really went ahead to start. He has only gone ahead to score 2 goals in the Premier League, and one was a penalty. I think we are playing... Which team were we playing? Everton, and he scored a very beautiful goal against Arsenal. That is it. Then lastly, Ten Hag said we are playing Garnacho on the right side. Rashford is going to play on the left with Rasmus Højlund in the middle and Bruno Fernandes close nearby those 3 strikers. And we hope to find solutions there. Their creativity, their speed, and they have to play very direct. So Ten Hag is going to have to tell us the game plan of Manchester United as they take on this side of Aston Villa. So we wait and see how that is going to pan out, and I'm calling upon for your reactions into the comment section below. I see Henry Umweni. I wish United all the best. All right. Then United 2, Aston Villa 0. That's really your call. And I would love to see us win this game, by the way. I wouldn't like us not winning this game of football. I would love to see us winning it and taking 3 points home and putting them into the bag. Because when you look at the Premier League table, it really favors us a little bit that Newcastle has been beaten. Newcastle has played 19 games and it was beaten, I think, by Luton Town. You get? So it has been beaten by Nottingham Forest today, meaning that if at all we win, we'll go to 32 points. Remember, Newcastle, remember West Ham is playing Arsenal on the 28th. Yeah? So that gives us a chance to really go going and really beat this side. And we should really get going and really stop this. We win this game today, that means we will be at 31 points. You get? And we'll be 9 points behind Aston Villa and 5 points behind Tottenham Hotspur, that is fourth placed. That's why we need to win this game of football and see to it that we close down these teams, because Brighton is playing Tottenham Hotspur. If they draw, then they'll be at 28 and we'll go to 31. So if Brighton beats Tottenham Hotspur, then that means we'll be 5 points behind Tottenham Hotspur. And this is exactly what you need in a team like Manchester United, because we have to obviously get going and going and going and going and going. So that is the table, and all we need is a Man United win that will obviously take us places and see ourselves really win. So first goal is very important. To score first is very important. We should get the first goal in, and we shouldn't really play the chasing game. We should really go ahead and really put in a lot of energy, run to our capabilities, and put in a lot of intensity. Win the second balls, defend very well, communicate, especially when we create chances, and let's kill off our chances that we create. We are in the same galaxy like Chelsea. Chelsea has always gone ahead to obviously not score those goals, and they've gone ahead to create very many chances. And beauty is that they've gone ahead to get Nkunku back. But at least Chelsea is creating very many more chances. But for us at United, you can create like 2-3, and we don't kill them off. And those 2-3 are not in advantage of the number 9 of United. So they fall onto our wing, our wide players, our wide attackers, wide forward. So we need to get him into play, and they should do what Sir Alex Ferguson really went ahead to tell Michael Carrick, Paul Scholes, and very many other players. He told them that I've brought in Robin van Persie to score goals. If you don't really give him balls, then I'm obviously going to really throw you out of my team. That should be an order coming in from Erik ten Hag, telling these players that please try to utilize this guy. Find him. He's good at the hold-up play. Find him, and he'll obviously do the job. The more you get him on the ball, the more he'll obviously try to really create and craft out something. So the votes are in. 88% are calling in for a Manchester United win. 8% are calling in for Aston Villa win. Draw 2%. So that's what you guys really had to tell me today, and hope you guys are really having a lot of fun wherever you are. And United Matters channel it is. We are going to go and really call it off for now. Then we are going to return when the game of football is returned with what we call the match reaction. Robin van Persie is at Manchester United to see to it that he really watches this game, and he's at Old Trafford tonight. And Edwin van der Sar is also in attendance at Old Trafford. So don't really be surprised when you hear stories on Wednesday that the board of Man United is really thinking at Edwin van der Sar to become the new sporting director. That is it. So it might go that way. And you know exactly how these people do their stuff. Henry Umweni, he says he's watching in through from Italy. Thank you for watching from Italy. And it's always nice having you onto this beautiful channel of ours. Smash the like button, comment, and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And we're here guided by the Lord, and it's Boxing Day in here onto the United Matters channel. And how is your Boxing Day taking you? And how is everything cooking and taking shape wherever you are? So what else haven't I talked about? I'm going to return when the game of football is done. we do that live stream and we see exactly how things are really gonna pan out onto the United Matters channel. We thank God for the gift of life. The Muslims Barakallahu Fikum. Thank you, Kamhanda, for watching in through. Thank you, Opejo, for really watching in through. Happy Chris. It's always nice having you on this channel. At the party Opeyemi, it's always nice having you. Ronald Melinda, great, and Henry Mweni from Italy has been one of the players, big players into this beautiful game. All the match day live. We out. See you later. And